So hello, we are now starting the session, and now we are also live and streaming. We are still waiting for some more people joining us to this session. And yeah, with Noel, we were discussing about the aim of this session. So I can repeat again, the aim of the session is, during the last weeks or days, we realized that a lot of people is maybe a little bit lost in our co-design process. So the idea of this session is to we are and understand what we want to do in a way, even if it's not really clear, we can figure out better together what we are doing and where we want to go and how is working the governance. So there are a lot of little things that now maybe are not so clear. So the idea of this session is to answer all of these doubts and questions we have about CivicWise itself and how it's working. So yeah. So, and remember, we have this Google Docs document. You can find the link in our post on the blog, and you have the link of our Google Docs document where we have the agenda of the session, and if you want to add more topics on the session, feel free to add any topic. So the idea of the session, as usual, is to be not more than 2 hours session, and usually we have 2 different parts of these sessions. One is more dedicated to the co-design process and work on the CivicWise project itself, and the second hour is dedicated to some kind of executive or very practical things we have to do to continue and manage what we are doing. So today, I think we are more oriented in a free session, try to answer this kind of doubt we have, and also maybe we will try to center a little bit more about how is working the governance, and because we are working on it, especially Andrea and me. We are working on how we can organize our governance, and we feel that it's important to hear from you what kind of doubts you have and how we can improve our governance, also related with our objectives and projects. So I was talking with Noel. I don't know if Noel, you want to add something while we waiting for more people.
I suppose for me, I imagine the different ways that people are discovering CivicWise online at the moment. So you've got the website civicwise.org, which is well designed. It's got a good user experience, and people understand the context which CivicWise is trying to work in. And then we've got the discourse platform, which has some structured ways of finding out what CivicWise is doing to develop its processes. So I suppose maybe two recommendations. One is how we can start synthesizing the key principles from the discourse platform onto the civicwise.org platform. And then the second one is how we can use a practical activity or project to start testing out the key aspects in terms of processes, whether that's principles, whether that's governance, etc. So that it feels real for people, and we can show that as an example of what we mean in those different elements.
Yeah, good, good point. I don't know if Rita, we have here Caro. I just can read Caro. I don't know if you have microphone. No, you are not able to. Okay. So Rita, also, I don't know if you want to add something.
Hi. I have some basic questions, I think, that I haven't yet been able to quite grasp how CivicWise works. One, I think I would like to see a practical example working. For instance, one question would be, in terms of governance or structure, how CivicWise works, I don't understand why do we have discourse and Slack platform. I think that they could do, we could use either one or the other.
Sorry, Rita, could you repeat the doubt?
Why do we have discourse and Slack platform?
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Why don't we use only one of them, maybe discourse? Because it seems that the questions are being copied from one platform to the other, and thoughts, and maybe we don't need both. This is a practical way of trying to have it all in one place. Ideally, possibly it would be CivicWise website, of course. But this is a detail. I'm struggling between Slack and Discourse, and sometimes I feel it could be a waste of time having to check both platforms.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Then there is this thing. I started to think about the method.
Yeah. Maybe we'll lose Rita. Rita, we can't hear you properly.
So work as
I think, yeah, we have some problem with Rita. I can take advantage of this, the first question that Rita proposed about the use of two platforms, and actually for our communication we are using Slack, which is a sort of WhatsApp, very professional, and Discourse is a sort of very augmented forum. So the idea is to use Slack more for executive and practical communication, more real-time communication, not to promote debates with Slack. So Slack is just to share and ask for something very, very practical. So, you know, if imagine we are involved in a project, we have to. Rita? Yeah, I'm take advantage with this technical problem to explain why we have two platforms.
Okay.
Which is the sense of each of them. So I was saying the idea is to have one which is Slack, more dedicated for real-time communication, not at all to promote debates or something like that, not for co-design process. It's just to resolve some kind of executives or practical problems. So yeah, very real time. So
Okay.
for instance, right now people in Slack is asking for the link to enter in this Google Hangout. So I just posted the link on. So it's very real time communication. So all the rest of the communication actually should be in this course. And also this course has this other even two important values. One is that it's public, so everyone could read the information, and so the information is public, and it's also permanent. So we can have a better debate and a better co-design process. Another important value is that Slack is also based on a reward system with badges. So it's an open source software, and the software itself.
Not Slack.
No,
Discourse.
Discourse, yeah. So of course our main tool is Discourse. So we have to center a lot our communication in Discourse, but we will use Slack just for real-time communication. And in Discourse we will have all the co-design and all the doubts and debate we need to develop CivicWise itself and to develop specific projects. For instance, we are talking in this course about the web magazine, because now we are shipping as a practical project this web magazine. And so I was just to finish. I was talking about the reward system that this course is the discourse has, which is very interesting because it's a way to experiment how we can use the reputation. So it's a software that is open source. So there is this rewarding system already designed. So we are not using something we designed ourselves. So it's a rewarding system designed for another community, and this system is just get more reputation and different reputation to people taking part on the debate. So I think it's interesting because we can learn how we can use this rewarding system more in general for the CivicWisers, for the CivicWise community.
Okay.
Before we continue, I would like to ask for notes, because actually on this course there is a huge demand for a better communication about what we are discussing on our sessions. So far, actually, I was posting in our blog just some notes about what we discussed, but would be very useful if someone could help with that. I don't know if I'm sorry because right now we have just just you. I don't know if some of you could help with that. To help with that is the meaning is right now writing on our agenda document what we are discussing, just some notes, and other can help for the final minute of the session.
I can do it, Domenico.
Okay, good.
Another good way to do it would be using the chat at the same time each one speaks to resume what the other is saying. So in the end, we could have a chat that it's almost a minute of what we have speaking.
Good. Yeah, I like the system. Good. So okay, so Rita, you was also suggesting another topic.
Yeah, I have a question that it has to do with the method. I was wondering if this method that we are starting to discuss was used already in a practical experience. I mean, did you use it to go through a participatory process of building to build public space somehow, Domenico?
Not really. This is also an important point of what is CivicWise and what we want to do. The civic design method is actually the starting point of all of this adventure. So it was something. It was the beginning. Actually, I was starting this civic design method, and after the initial talks, I continue working on it with Jonathan, and we shipped a first version of it, and now we have another little different version, but we didn't test the method with some urban participatory process. Instead, I can say that we are using the method for CivicWise itself. So the first steps of the method is what we use to achieve where we are right now, because the first step is this opening step. After that, there is the planning step, and after is the idea step. So now we are just in between to planning and ideas. So is where we are more or less. So
okay. So what I did already is somehow bring my experience to critically look at the method we are starting with and compare it with my experience as a landscape architect.
yeah.
That's why I created that scheme that I shared. And first of all, what I've been struggling with is we are talking about a magazine and governance and principles and methods, a lot of stuff, and I haven't really yet understand one thing is how are we. So from what you told, what you said in the last Hangout, we are doing this method to create CivicWise platform until September. And only in September we would start to actually have a practical project. Is this it?
Yeah, this was the initial plan. What we are discussing with several people, also in cards, and with you, Rita, now, and before with Noel, we realized that there is this need now for more practical experience, or more for some action. So can start with some practical projects while we are still shaping the CivicWise itself. The original idea was, okay, let's start in September when we already have a better idea and we shaped a better version of this method. But it's also true that some people need more action, and it's also true that we can we can find better, let's say, solution if we can apply directly the method in some kind of practical project. So there is no problem if we can start with a practical project. It's also question to find one. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems that well, the goal of the platform is to facilitate practical projects. So if we don't somehow try some practical experience in this trial period, we are living like user experience for when it is live. If you know what I mean, user experience in design. It's when you try to see how things work, if they really work or not, with real people. And so
Yeah.
I'm saying this, but I don't have practice with participatory processes. That's why I'm so interested in engaging with this platform. But it seems that I've been reading that file that Adolfo Choton shared that has to do with engagement.
Adolfo.
Yeah.
Adolfo Chauton.
Yeah, he shared a document on this.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very interesting because it's questioning technology has the only way to solve, or the principal way to solve, engagement of the community. Because the thing is, you can have a good technology, but if you don't really use it, or you can have a structure waiting for people to engage and participate. But it seems that we have to have kind of a shift in our way of being citizens, and somehow I imagine that CivicWise could engage in working in this area. That is, how do we work with people? How do we make people participate? How do you say, invite them and have, and how do we promote that culture of participating? Because it's like having a space open, a real physical space open, waiting for people to participate, but nobody comes. And so you have to go to the streets with cards or something and shout, come on, or have some kind of physical event that invites people to come. I don't know.
Can I make a suggestion about which builds on that?
Yes, sure.
So maybe a first practical project could be to apply the civic engagement method in the cities or local areas where there's like maybe like more than 2 CivicWises involved to do the listening that we've been talking about, and to maybe like from the moment that we agree that like give ourselves maybe a week to like define the activity, and so everyone's confident with that, and then maybe like 2 to 3 weeks to actually carry out the activity, and then compare between the different different local areas we've done the listening activity in, and then find a way to document it on a part of the CivicWise.org website.
It seems a good idea, Noel, I think.
Okay.
Actually, that's a pity that Fausto is not here connected, because Fausto is starting working on this civic engagement protocol. So the idea of this today's session was also to share this where we are with this civic engagement protocol, and what you suggest, Noel, is really connected with that.
Do we know when that will be completed?
Sorry, could you say it again?
Do we know when the protocol will be completed?
Yeah, this is the. No, it's why it's a pity that Fausto is not here now, because I really don't know where he is with this protocol, because as he has a lot of experience on that, the idea was that he just starts some kind of document, a tutorial, and on it we can start building something more complex, and even test it in different cities, as you just said, Noel. But I don't know because Fausto is not here.
Okay.
Just to share with all the community, in London we are also working on the idea to start with this this civic engagement protocol, and Lina and Fausto are also working on it and try to find a place in London where, and with a local community, where we can start with this activity. And the idea is also the idea is also in what we want to do in London is promote a sort of training session. Sorry. So as Fausto has a lot of experience in listening and engagement process, the idea is that he can share with us a training session in terms to offer us the opportunity to learn a little bit more about it. So I think maybe it would be great if we can create this tutorial, this protocol, and people in local circles can also organize this kind of training session. I want to remember also that we are aware, and we are taking a look at the chat. We have at the right, on the right of this YouTube streaming. So if you have any question, you can put your question there. So I don't know. Maybe we can take advantage to share a little bit more about our governance. I don't know. What do you think? Or you have some specific doubt?
No, that would be good that would be good to share.
Okay, so yeah, actually in this course, there is a thread debate about the governance and the management of the access to different platforms, and so there is a lot of little decisions we have to take about governance. So, of course, it's important to understand where we are so far. So far, we just said that we have two important platforms to manage our communication. One is the Slack, real-time communication. The other one is Discourse, which is a permanent and organized debate tool. And we have also a folder in Google Docs where we are sharing all of our documents. So we have a big folder called CivicWise, and inside this folder we have other folders for each specific topic. So we are trying to use all the time the same taxonomy. So all the time there is this taxonomy, which is governance principles, magazines, and now I don't remember all of them.
Carlos says they might have audio now.
Yeah. Hello.
I was wrong with the settings. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Just I'm Alex. My wife is Caro. Anyway, just to introduce myself, I just joined CivicWise, and I've been doing a lot of research on social cohesion and ways to stimulate community in planning. So we are now starting a project here in the small town in the mountains of India. Anyway, I got things going. We are right now in the process of starting designing a web page, an active web page, a number of functionalities, and we have this challenge with basically a very divided community, but a small community with a lot of artists and a lot of small businesses, a lot of I think it's a very interesting context to play things out.
Sorry, Alex. I think we have some problem with the audio. Yeah.
Okay.
We are not able to hear you properly. There is some cutting with your sound.
Can you hear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try again. Is that okay?
Yeah. The problem is, yeah. Go ahead. Maybe you can try, Alex. You can try without video, because it seems it's some kind of yeah.
I'll try without video then.
Yeah. Maybe we will have better audio.
Can you hear better now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my wife's picture.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was saying that I live in a small town in northern Argentina, and 8,000 population, 8,000. And I got started after quite a bit of research. We just started with a small group of citizens, a project to first of all design a web page that helps people articulate resources. Will help people basically visualize who in this community, where people are, and who is doing something for the community. So some significant low values. So we defined this as a number of functionalities, and we're going to start in data space in about a month. So this is, I think that's a useful context to try things out.
Sorry, Alex, we still have problem to hear you properly.
Okay.
Noel is asking on the chat if you can share the link of the project.
Okay. We don't have the web page on yet. We are designing it. So this is it's only with me directly that you can communicate. We'll have, if you can hear now, we'll have this going in about a month.
Yeah, we are not able to understand properly. We more or less we understand what kind of project you are developing, but I don't know if you have some kind of question or.
I'm just interested in seeing what other people are doing and offering a context in which we can try things out. I'm also communicating with Adolfo from that escuela, people in Chile.
You know, Alex, what we can do, because we are serious problem with your audio, what you can do is writing down your talks on the chat here, and we take a look at it, and we can share your talks with our voices. Because otherwise we are not able to continue with the debate because we are serious difficult to hear you. Okay, so let's share on the actually you already shared some information which is very useful. So let's share more information and we take a look at it and we share what you are seeing on the chat with or the rest of the community. And actually I see that there is here also Andrea. Hello, Andrea.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Hello, hello.
Good. Glad to have you here because we started talking about governance, and you as a governance guy, you maybe can share some more talks about it.
Okay, that's a wide question. Okay. Well, where to start, actually? Difficult to say.
Yeah, just to put you in situation, we started to discuss just to present, let's say, where we are with the governance method and tools and such. So I just talked Discourse and Slack. So maybe you can present a wide idea about our governance architecture and where we are and where we are going to go.
To go. Well, that's even wider question.
Yeah, you know, I know, but yeah, just to, yeah.
But well, but we start actually at the beginning just with Slack, as far as I remember, and the amount of tools grow very quickly to cover certain needs. I just catch before I was doing something in the house that Rita had some. By the way, ciao Rita, had some question and remarks about the coexistence of the two tools, but I guess that Domenico already explained why they exist. Concerning the governance, but at the beginning, one of the topic I was carrying, it was actually the consistency between the tools. So just a quick consistency in terms of nomenclature, like whatever channel is in Slack, it should be reflected in this course. And they actually satisfy two different needs, as I guess that Domenico already explained this. What I was considering, and I got some quick chat in the past, is we should consider to transform those Hangouts in a more focused way eventually, and to have some dedicated governance Hangouts. But okay, on the governance itself, it's very difficult to say. We are so in an early stage that is getting tricky.
Yeah.
I guess it's very what I heard from the previous Hangouts. A lot of people was confused about what we are going to do, and there was a generic need of identity. But I'm not really concerned about this. This is going to be built within a lot of activity among those also the principles. Well, everything I see is very interconnected. So the principles, the methods, and the identity of CivicWise are actually something interrelated. But it's difficult to step into in the middle of an Hangout.
Yeah. No,
speaking about the governance of the full group.
A little trap for you.
Sorry?
Was a trap for you.
Yeah, exactly. This is definitively a trap. Yet another one. So.
I think this what you just said is important. I think it's important if we can distinguish between the identity problem and real governance problem, because sometimes people are more aware about identity than governance, and in some way I think it's important that we can assure about that. Also, I am really sure that about the identity we will not have a lot of problem, because the identity is building day by day, and we will have in not so far time, with not much time, a reasonable strong identity. So it's not a problem. But the identity is not something we build with governance. I don't know if I am clear. So
no, in fact, it should not also.
Exactly. So this is important. If we can see, distinguish between the two concerns, and sometimes we are confusing both of them.
Yeah, in fact, it's true. Sometimes I felt in the discourse we need to start with an identity first, and then once we are identified as something, we can start discussing. Well, I see, for example, the example of the principles or the method, something that can actually contribute to the creation of the identity, and being simply parallel. Anyhow, we're going to change our identity through the journey. So, well, what I like, for example, is, and something I shared in terms of consensus with Rita, it was the circular. Actually, Rita delivered a graph about the method. It was a circular one, and actually I found myself very aligned with that. I also share my less sexy graph on the topic. Sharing them there. Rita, okay. No, thanks God, it's not me. This circular point is actually what is going to bring us again to discuss about certain topics, among those also thinking again about the identity. And I would also consider starting with the principle. Then I have a different disagreement in certain when the planning is, when the migration is, but okay. I guess we can converge all together in something circular, interactive, and that is going to rediscuss continuously what we are as well.
Can I say
Ciao,
something?
Saverio.
Ciao.
Hi. Can I just say something about the circular scheme? This scheme came from, I was telling you about it, I brought it from my experience as a landscape architect, and closing the circle is something that really doesn't happen now, in architecture also. And the participatory process, I believe it's there in the beginning and in the end. It's what you, between the impact and the mission, it's something that it should be always happening. And that's why I'm so focused on engagement and trying to understand how practically this is happening, because we can have all this structure ready for people to use it, but people don't use it. Because people don't really participate so much today, I think. It's, at least me, I dwell with this myself. I'm not a participative citizen. So all this process for me, it's also my own growing and learning how to be a different person. I'm not like an example on,
Yeah, but
on
you
this
deliver
area.
a good view on it. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want to put my hands on the job, you know? I want to start understanding. So that's why I'm so interested in Carol Sanders and in Fausto. You were saying that Fausto also works with it?
I don't think the two things exclude each other, because what I feel as well, that actually there are different souls, no? And some of them are actually more willing to take action, but a lot of other, not a lot, other people will need to be a bit more guided, and other as well, they will be even more participative. So we have to be not close to one direction.
Yeah, sure.
And then we should be able to work in parallel towards different goals. But that was the idea, just to come back on the circularity of it. Maybe I see it obviously from a different perspective. So I'm more from the IT part of life. And for me, when you start from the principles, you are going to come back to the principles anyhow to discuss what you have done through the journey.
Okay.
So the journey is very close, and is not, even the vision where we want to go is not so far away, because a lot of projects show that having a very huge scope is going to be a failure. So it is interesting to have like a very agile, a very fast iteration, and be able to quickly go into rediscuss all the steps. And it was one of the points about the re-inclusion, because there was a trade-off I was thinking of, and is actually include more and more people through an ongoing project can be dangerous for the focus on the project.
Yeah.
So what's happening? You're trying to deliver something, you actually made all the vision, all the discussion, you agree on the principle, you are going through, and suddenly a significant amount of people join, and all this get simply lost. So in the circularity at the end, there was the moment to get people re-include after the first achievement. Let me say, there has to be short to avoid that they are not put offset. So you don't deliver the full, so they will never join. You deliver just a step forward, and new people can. But the step has been achieved. That was my concern.
Okay.
Just to explain explain you the comparison, Rita.
Yeah, we have here Saverio. Hello, Saverio.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm late tonight.
No problem. So, Saverio, if you have any doubt or question, very inclusive, very generic question, this is the time to share with us.
Okay. Yeah, I listen something more because I need to focus on the topic, and I start to read something that I have here on the monitor. Okay.
Okay, I will suggest something, and after that maybe we can read what Alex and Caro are sharing with us by chat. And I was thinking about what about the discussion you just had, sorry, Andrea and Rita, and what Andrea beginning. I think maybe we have refocused our Hangouts. What I mean is that maybe we need to create more focus group and work separately, and using this weekly session just to share what each group is working and what is the result of each group. I mean, each group keep working using Discourse as a public platform, but at the same time using other public Hangout session, but very focused on a very specific topic. Maybe with this structure we can go faster and develop better each topic, and we can use after that with this system, anyone from the community can be part of these specific focus groups, but if they are not interested on this focus group, they can have at least each week an update about what is working each group. I don't know what do you think about that.
Well, I agree actually, because otherwise those hangouts get actually way too dispersive. There is much ground to cover, and it's not possible to as you said, the discussion I had with Rita. I would like to actually be able to get the opinion of Rita more, but well, we cannot jeopardize the full hangout. Huh?
So maybe we can decide here at least one or two focus groups. I mean, one. See, go ahead, Rita.
No, I was just thinking that maybe the topics, the amount of things that we want to discuss, that we've been wanting to discuss in each Hangout is too much.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 questions is enough for each Hangout, because it seems that we have a lot to say anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. So let's think about maybe 2 or more groups. One, of course, should be governance. And maybe another one is also the civic design method.
You know my obsession to have every channel reflected in every other tool. So.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think I'm thinking more about what. Yeah, would be great if we will have a group for each channel, but I don't know if we have now the.
But we can group them, huh?
Yeah.
We can group the groups.
Which channels do we have at the moment exactly?
Well, wait a sec.
We have local. Sorry.
No, we have a lot of them, in fact.
Yeah, not so much.
No?
No.
Actually, we have governance, the method, the principles. Then we have some sort of PR communication and magazine and events, we may say. We should have a global one as a project description and main one. And voilà. We should also have a tech one.
Yeah, I think it would be the weekly session, and we can have focus groups for each channel we have in Slack and Discourse. That could be very very easy to understand, I think.
Sorry, I got you break out for me. You repeat, please.
Instead of put together different channels or different circles, I think it could be useful if we can have really a group for each topic. So a group for governance, a group for communication, a group for method, a group for the magazine, and each group is organizing itself autonomously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And each week, each group just update where they are with the development of the project. Of course, each group is open, so anyone want to join any group and any work session could join it.
Okay, just a minor remark, Domenico.
Yeah.
If we are going to split out in multiple groups, well, it's getting too tricky to get a global weekly one, sorry. At least.
Why?
Because it's getting too frequent activity for me, for example.
Yeah, no, of course. But the focus groups, they didn't have to work each week.
But then you wouldn't be in every Hangout because maybe you would be focused on only some of the groups.
This is another interesting idea.
Instead of having an Hangout discussing all the groups, we would have weeks to discuss some of the channels, or is that the idea?
Yeah. Well, it would be also nice, in effect, if we adapt some sort of Scrum
there
method.
would be a rhythm. There would be a rhythm, and you would discuss like from 2 or 3 to 3 weeks. And meanwhile, this course is happening and things are being discussed.
Yeah. I really like it. I like it.
Sure.
So, for instance, we can have with this structure we have with the weekly session 2 hours. We can have an hour for the specific group of the topic of the week, and the rest of the hour is just to catch up with the rest of the groups.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is nice. Maybe in a more pragmatical way. Sorry to go to the dark side of IT, but saying like something like the typical Scrum method, where you actually try to be very, very brief, and you discuss what you have done, what you are going to do, and what is blocking you. That's it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I like it.
You have three questions to answer: what you have done until next week, what you are going to do next week, what is actually block you to deliver this week, okay, or to achieve what you declare to yourself to do.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going through Nesta and I found out this peer-to-peer manual, peer-to-peer, how do they coaching, and it had to do with listening. The person that is being coached, well, 2 people, they both coach and get coached. They are coaches and coachees, and when you are a coach, what you do is listen. And when you are a coachee, you talk. And when you listen, you don't try to manipulate the other. You listen and you make suggestive questions, or that gets the other person to understand where she is. I don't know. I remind me somehow of this. I'll share the link.
Cool.
It seemed interesting because it created autonomy also. So you would learn to grow yourself, and you would trying to understand what you want by yourself, but with help, a vision from the outside. So when you were saying these 3 questions, somehow it reminded me of that.
Interesting. Share the link, please, Rita.
Yes.
Once you find it.
Search.
And
we have also some open topics that are pending. some open discussion that are coming out from this course that actually are somehow unanswered today. Oh, that's actually pretty normal. But maybe we can ventilate here. It was like several questions about how to manage tasks if we are getting into the gory details of governance. There is a lot to do, and there is no way to the newcomers to pick up anything actually without being without engaging them in a long discussion. So there is not something very easy to pick up. So we should have somebody spoke about Wunderlist or any other way of to-do task to pick up, to get assigned, and to try to carry on. It would be interesting as well. I also pick up something like there was a stub of a question if we need specialists instead of carers only to carry on specific, more deep technical organizational questions. And then I saw Noel here, so I'm eager to ask him about assembly and MakerFox.
Yeah, I mean, assemblies are kind of a really good way to. What they've tried to do is try and understand how easy and how quickly people use online methods to move from discussion to making decisions. And so their platform is designed for people to have discussions on issues and then make decisions that people can agree with using the online methods. MakerFox is different, and it's more about sharing resources. So in particular, when you're organizing an event or project, how you can exchange resources. So for example, someone might do, like, I don't know, 3 hours time on XYZ, and they can exchange it with someone else, but not someone else who's done it with equivalent number of hours. The person chooses, or the two people choose what they want to exchange, which could be useful for people wanting to work on CivicWise projects.
All right. Yeah. Well, I was really
You said
attracted by assembly. Sorry.
MakerFox. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, MakerFox.
The one from Edge Riders, from Matthias.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put a link on the Hangout. I'm just looking for it now.
Actually, I link MakerFox with the other discussion. Do we need specialists? Or yeah, there was coming out at a certain point, because actually MakerFox gave me the first impression. Trust me, I had no real much time, so I'm going to say something very superficial eventually. That actually need a lot of coordination. While I was more interested in the assembly that seems to require less coordination to get the idea into concrete. But it can be a very, very silly impression. Just my first one.
No, you're right. MakerFox, yeah, it does. It does require a lot of human coordination. It's perhaps more democratic than other forms of exchange, but the user experience is definitely not as good as perhaps other similar platforms, including assembly.
Okay, so actually assembly would offer actually something more, let me say, horizontal in terms of generation of a concrete case from an idea, or I'm just wrong in the interpretation?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. I got the first impression that actually with assembly you just have a very descriptive idea, and within the community this idea will go through the implementation thanks to the community behind assembly. While with MakerFox I got the impression you have to have very good description, specification, implementation details, and that you get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That does seem to be the case. I think assembly, because it's got a much larger community that's behind it, it makes it much easier. Whereas MakerFox is still at a very early stage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then in fact, as Rita mentioned, which of the two are more horizontal? I guess at the end is assembly. Right? No.
I don't know. I think that's a subjective question.
Yeah, no, obviously. Obviously. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I was curious. I will sort out a bit.
MakerFox is better from one-to-one, so between two people, and assembly is better for like larger groups to collaborate, I think.
Okay, but actually, sorry to abuse you on this, but you actually propose it, so I'm getting to. So does it mean that actually less coordination is needed in assembly? We can throw the idea and somehow, thanks to the competence in there, get some sort of consultancy or guidance, and go through the implementation. Voila, because I have the idea that with MakerFox you have to really define it. You get the service designer, you get the developer, you get the product developer, you instruct them, you coordinate, you get the statuses, and you go through the final. But then I will stop because I'm jeopardizing again.
No. I think assembly visualizes the evolution of the discussion in a way that people that are just joining it can see like the key themes. So that's what assembly does for you. So rather than like traditional platforms where everything's like in text and it's up to you to organize it or thematize it, assembly like finds ways to visualize that for you. So the design it's much easier for people to enter into a discussion and make sense of the key themes, whereas MakerFox is...
So it's really inspirational for us, because at the end we are not different in the aims somehow.
Well, I think assembly is mainly focused on enabling groups to discuss different issues. So it could be for any group that wants to do that. It's more of a platform for different types of groups to discuss issues, but it doesn't have any definition of what issues should be discussed. So CivicWise would be
Nor is providing a guidance. It's completely open.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the abuse.
No, it's fine.
Just a little question. What is the difference with a forum, or for instance, with discourse?
I would say, what is the difference with the CivicWise, actually?
Yeah.
Or what should be the difference with CivicWise?
I think CivicWise is focused on a particular purpose, which is around enabling people who want to get involved in civic projects to start projects, as well as having the infrastructure that we've been talking about, like circles to go out into the communities and listen. So there's that physical or face-to-face and digital kind of methodology, whereas Assemble is similar, I suppose, to... So the relationship is like, it's in the same as Discourse, the platform, has with CivicWise. So CivicWise uses Discourse, but other groups also use Discourse, the platform. So Assembly, different groups use Assembly as a platform, but Assembly doesn't define kind of like what your purpose should be when using that platform.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's very assembly is more of a service to groups like us than being similar to us. But assembly,
obviously, but in the fractal, we are going to provide a service to groups similar to us as well.
Yeah,
correct.
That is. But I suppose we're less focused on discussing issues as the only form of engagement.
Absolutely. Okay.
So in terms of these focus groups and the sessions, we will. What do you think? We will use what we just discussed. This idea to have different focus groups, and each week we just focus on one of them.
Sorry, Domenico, can you repeat for me, please?
No, I'm just asking for these Hangouts and focus groups coordination we just discussed is okay for all of you, or what do you think? This idea to have weekly sessions with a specific focus, and each week we change our focus in a different topic. And meanwhile, actually, each focus group is already working on the specific topic. So I think we can keep that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, to be very practical, maybe we can think about next week. I don't know if next week, which one we can have.
Well, I vote for principles.
Principles, okay.
Principles before method?
Yeah. I think. Do you think principles?
But they go parallel, Rita. It's true, huh? But it's difficult to say.
Yeah, I don't really know yet the true difference.
Oh, yeah. Okay. In my view, actually, the principles are a wider set of guidelines of aims, while the method is actually applicable to whatever principle set.
Okay.
But it's my interpretation, obviously. So everybody actually can have the same method as us, but nobody will have the unique set of the same principle and the same method.
So that's identity.
That will grow into identity.
So in the end, we need to discuss identity? Question mark.
Difficult to say. If it is a personal question, it's even worse. But as general question, I would say I will come as it came in life through the experience.
So let's then stay for principles only, because we already saw that we tend to have a big scope to discuss, and then
it's a very difficult one.
Messy.
Actually, because the principles, in effect, are one of the steps of the method. So, in effect, is a very, very difficult question, Rita.
They are where the principles in the method.
Sorry?
The principles, would be where in the method.
Spinning the circle.
So, where? Sorry.
For me, it's in the before spinning the circle, before spinning the iteration, when we really start.
It's the from start. The vision. It's the vision. So it's the vision.
It's before the vision to me. So the principle will guide you to have a vision.
Okay, then I agree. I think we have to start from the start.
But it's really borderline, huh?
Yeah, but I'm there also, so I identify personally.
And everybody else?
Okay. We can understand the silence as a yes.
Good trick.
And again, I am worried about just a little thing, because Fausto was working on a little resume. No, how you say that? Resume. How you say?
Yes.
A resume of the principal, and we don't know where where he is. But okay. Another concern I have is that if we dedicate the next session to the principal, we have to be very practical, and at the end of this session, we should have at least our first version. Yeah, because otherwise we are going around all the time about that, and it seems that there is a no, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very important to my eyes that we don't just work on the principles as a generic sentence about our wills or intention, but also about their implication. On this, I guess we found each other agreeing with Noel that we have to make this practical for us.
So you mean in next session?
But we should be able to discuss principle and their implication, and not just brainstorm about principle and their application. Otherwise, we are getting to have another session to select them.
Yeah. So
sorry, I didn't got that. What do you mean?
I mean, in fact, I mixed two things, Rita. So I was not really straightforward. Two things. The first one, I merge and consider the principle united with their implication. So a generic principle will have a set of implication for us. So we have to keep those together, bind them together. Otherwise, we start to discuss about very general terms about willingness and good things that happen, but we cannot translate them into concrete constraints or implication that we'll have to fulfill towards those principles. And secondly, the other point was we should come to such a focus hangout prepared in such a way that we don't brainstorm about principle and their implication, but actually we propose some and we just try to group them and select them.
That means that we have to start the discussion tomorrow in this course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but with some structure, I don't know how.
Yeah, that's exactly a tricky one anyhow. I try to propose a catalog online because I see the those being as a very wide domain set.
I think we should be able to structure the discussion.
Just a note on Caro and Alex's comment now, because if they just said that if they have any question or result on their project implementation needs, that it could be useful to discuss it on the next Hangout also. So I guess I think this is very interesting because it's a practical thing working.
Yeah, I will obviously for it.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, actually, we didn't share what they said on the chat.
Yeah. But I'm copying the chat to the Google Doc document, so if anyone wants to see what we are saying, can go there and.
Okay. I was saying that would be useful to be very practical for the next session, if we can think right now how we can structure, what kind of questions we can share on this course. It's like, yeah, promoting a debate right now on this course and continue after in our next session.
I think for the principles we can use what you suggested, Andrea, which is for people to come up with principles, associated behaviours, and the implications for CivicWise. Sorry, implications for people involved, and implications for what CivicWise might need to do to support people to be able to enact those principles. And then we can review the principles together at the next Hangout, but to make sure that when people come up with principles, it's not just the principles, but the implications and example behaviours, so that it's real and people can review it based on that. And if we say, like, something I said, okay, so if empathy is a principle, then I can't remember what the associated behaviour was, but one of the implications is that when someone puts forward an idea for a project, then the empathy there might mean that, have they understood and have they listened to the community around them before they've developed their idea? And their idea might be built upon, but it might also be disrupted by empathizing with the local community. And that's something that's difficult for people to have to lose some of their idea. And so where CivicWise can help is helping them in understand how to carry out how to understand the local community. So that's what I mean. Well, it was based on what Andrea was proposing, but that will be like an example for me, where you're not just talking about empathy as a principle, but really being real about what that would mean for people involved and what support CivicWise should be proposing to enable people to enact it.
So you are saying, if I understand it right, that you have to listen. You have to be able to listen what the community needs and wants.
Well, for example, if that was a principle, then it shouldn't just be me writing that as a principle, but the implication of what that would mean for people, and then what support CivicWise could provide to help people be more empathetic. Okay. If that was a principle. I'm not suggesting that it should be, but it's better than just writing we should listen to people, because that's easy to say but quite difficult to do.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
That's actually perfectly explained.
But I have one question. Can someone, I don't know, I ask, someone of you has a sketch in his mind about what it means listen, in our case maybe a community, what this platform and this community can do for a single person or a group in a city that need help or need an input to develop a project. So what can we do, what can we give to this? I mean, a kind of platform that enable to record inputs by writing, by record voices. I don't know. I'm just saying. So, because in other session, in other Hangouts, was important to have an immaterial level, more theoretical, and also very practical input, because generate something that is important, powerful, no? So in this case, when we say many times it's important to listen, can we just suggest something like ideas, sketches about what we can do to, or can we, yeah, intend, what can we, what we are thinking about, listening. I'm clear?
I'm trying to understand. So you feel the need to visualize what we are saying.
Imagine something that could be. Maybe not, but just to understand the connection between the theory and the practical. Just this.
Yeah, I shared the link before. That was me thinking about. I think it was me thinking about that I did yesterday. I don't know if you see it, if you've seen it, but it doesn't. I don't think that it gives much information. But well, here it goes. It's on the chat. But I don't think it really helps. Can you see it?
Is uploading.
Okay.
Is loading. Authorize. Okay.
No, I'm not able.
I request authorization to you because I cannot see it as well.
Okay, I'm gonna work on it and I'll get back to you. I have to. Okay. Maybe I have to share it.
Or maybe it's this. I don't know. I tried to open some files. I don't know if it's correct.
No, I don't have the.
Maybe.
Maybe it's worth waiting Rita sharing it again.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I'm a little bit lost about how we can prepare the next session. Yeah, I like the idea that Noel and Andrea proposed, but I didn't understand how we can have that, how we can organize this proposal. It's like some question, some specific question in this course, or because I'm seeing also
yes.
Andrea preparing an Excel document, so I don't know how you suggest to do that.
Well, this is I see as the out. But okay, obviously is a personal perspective, so it should be adapted accordingly. But every sheet actually is a domain we have to take into consideration. Ooh, there is a Rita. Okay, into consideration. Then we have to actually enlist them. We can discuss and group them, but we should have a list this way, in my opinion, covering the topics and per domains, because we are not only linked to certain areas, we are pretty ambitious as a project, so we are very wide in terms of domains we want to cover.
Yes, but what I am asking is, do you suggest that during this week each of us has to fill this Excel?
Both. I would like. I will propose mine. I will discuss mine in this course, but I will fill mine in the catalog. That was the proposal. Somebody passed behind you, and it was a bit frightening, but okay. And again. Now we see the murder of Domenico.
I'm at university. I'm in Bogota, actually. I don't know if you know that.
What?
Colombia.
You are in Colombia?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was not very nice. Oh, Rita.
No, it was like he's always traveling.
It was in videos. Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm here in the university, squatting. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm lost with the method.
Yeah, that's comprehensive, I guess.
Mm.
But
The topic of the method is related that maybe to the picture that Rita is showing in the chat in some way, because we see this kind of diagram.
Ah, okay. So now I can see it.
There's a kind of cloud on the top.
Yeah.
A series of tools in the middle, then a surface with a lot of things happening. And I don't know if Rita, can you explain maybe in a short sentence what this diagram means, just to understand the relations between what we are saying?
this was just me trying to go to the beginning somehow. And so I went to the site. I saw the main sentences there that are, what is CivicWise? It's a platform for civic engagement. And it's innovative crowdsourcing and co-design platform that promotes civic engagement, collaborative urbanism. So I thought, trying to build from there some ideas. I couldn't really do much, I guess, because my question here is the engagement. I'm too focused on on this topic, I guess. So I was trying to understand which tools could link these two dimensions, the platform and the technology, and then practical tools. So it could be a microphone for an interview. So the tool would be the microphone as a technology, but also the interview as a tool to engage. Or I was seeing something very interesting, that it's something called Story Corps. These guys, there's a TED Talk about it. Story Corps. There's a TED Talk about it. I can share it after. I have to look for it. But they put these guys in a box talking about something, and it's really interesting for a few minutes. And it creates a proximity. A lot of the times the people have already some relation, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. There is that file that Adolfo shared that seems really interesting. That focus on that, on how do you actually get people to be involved. And it questions tech, but I'm still going through it.
Okay. It's interesting.
So there is another one that I started about the method that you have a little bit up on the chat. Oh, you only arrived now. I'll share it with you again. But guys, keep on the Hangout, and what will we discuss in the next Hangout?
Yeah, I think it's important because otherwise we have 15 minutes left, so it's just to understand how practically we can manage this discussion. If we can use this course, or if we will use Excel. I'm a little bit lost with that. In this case, I'm asking for help to Andrea and Noel, because the proposal you just presented I think is very good, but we need to understand how we can go.
I guess me and Noel, we agree on not how we're going to do, but what should be inside the principle, so a statement about the principle and its implication, then the means
now we
that
need
will deliver this is whatever. It can be the discourse or the Excel. At the end, we are going to cut and paste everything savagely.
Yeah, but we need for. It's not just say where we have to do
it's
that.
the what. So
yeah,
I guess Noel also provided a very good example in discourse. Huh? Eventually a bit verbose for what can be 20 or 50 principles, but it was actually pretty clear.
Yes, but in this sense, what I'm saying is, should we start a new
Okay, really pragmatical
course?
thing. We can have a subtask, huh? Yeah, sure. We can call them principal catalog, and we just fire it out, and there we just write out whatever principle we want, with the requirement that has to have implications.
Yes, I think that would be useful. What you just described, I think we have to start a new question in this course, describing what you are asking for, and yeah, and promoting the debate there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I can do a graphic, a very simple graphic, explaining exactly, I think, the principles, the associated implications
That's cool.
to the participants, and then what can exactly CivicWise do to work with it. I think it was this, right?
good. What I suggest maybe is, I don't know, maybe Noel, maybe you can create this new question in this course, maybe tomorrow with the Rita document as well.
Yep, can do that.
No, if you feel that, I'll share the document, and if you guys feel that there's something that should be corrected, just say, of course.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you want to share it in Slack first before it goes on Discourse?
Okay, however you guys seem that it's the best way. I'll share it on Slack in Principles channel,
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
So okay, so we are, I think we are okay with that. So I would like to share another important concern right now, which is the need for a formal, because for the website and in general we are starting to need to manage some money, and without a formal structure we are not able to do that. So I don't know how we can speed up this this discussion. Besides, we need experts on that.
So that's what we need. We need experts to advise us.
Yeah.
We need connections.
So I don't know how we can get good advice for that.
I think we could formalize the question and then use the network we have now to use their connections to see if anyone could help us, someone with more experience. I don't know.
Okay, so it's like write down a little text about our needs and
our questions in the end.
Okay.
So is it worth to be, or what kind of, what implications are there, and the goals or the needs we have for to be an entity or to have a structure? to have them like bullet marked?
Yeah, the problem there is also that we are not already discussed in depth about this subject.
Why do you think we need this structure right now?
No, exactly.
Domenico?
Sorry?
Why do you think we need a structure just now? You were saying about the site and money. What specifically?
What specifically we need, or sorry, I don't understand.
Yes. Why do you think we need a structure just now?
Yeah, because not just now. I mean, I'm seeing that it's something that takes time to be done, and we need to discuss about it, and after that we have to do it. So, as I can see that we are starting now to need to manage money. So, for instance, right now we are using an Andrea server, another server that I have started, and we don't have a formal figures, or we have the domain registered for instance with my name, and we are using, you know, it's better if we can have
Yes.
not so late a formal structure that is the owner of all of that. So, and we can have, for instance, right now we are not able to organize a crowdfunding because we are not any formal structure, so we don't. And also to starting to really thinking seriously about our business plan. It's important to think about which kind of structure we want to have. So, for instance, right now in this course, there is starting the discussion, the debate about that. There is already a good point. The last one I remember is maybe from Anna, that suggested that maybe it would be useful to have a non-profit organization, a non-profit global organization, which is just caring about our principles and our identity and our and we have other local for-profit organization. So, for instance, I think it's an interesting proposal, but we need to discuss about that, and I know that it takes time.
Yeah, it almost seems that we need a first light structure to start and to be open to choose in the future a better one.
Yeah, this is another thing very interesting. So maybe, maybe we can have a very easy.
Maybe we just need to, something that it's not determinative, but that allows to deal with the questions we have at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what it is, or if it exists, but.
There is this Edge Rider community, which is also maybe a reference. Maybe we can talk with them. They have this this legal entity in UK. I mean.
Yes. I'm not sure if it would serve, but I guess we have to ask. Maybe it does, but it works more as a cooperative shield, from what I understood.
Sorry?
What I understood from LGB Edge Riders, it's that it works more as a cooperative shield. So if you need to present yourself to clients, but maybe also economically. Yeah, we have to ask them.
Yeah, I know that now this is maybe too soon to talk about it, but also in terms of our identity and what we want to do, it's interesting because if we can have a clear idea about that, we can have also groups starting with professional projects or paid projects. I don't know how we can say that, which is very important to get also more energy to the community. Anyway, it's not now the time maybe to talk about that,
but to articulate the question,
yeah,
it
yeah,
might
to articulate,
be, right?
This is the point actually. This is we need to articulate the questions and look for advice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now is the session is finishing. I don't know if you have any more topic or maybe
Local
if you don't.
circles update, that's what you had for the last agenda topic.
Yeah, but we don't have now local.
No one from local.
There is no one because I put it especially because this Monday there were the first local meeting in Barcelona. So people from Barcelona get together and they had the first hangout and they get know each other, and so I would expect having more news about them, but we can have from yeah, with the next session. There were also this point about a film script for a presentation video, but yeah, there is no time to talk about it because we worked at a proposal for the We Share award, and if we got selected, we have to realize to produce a video to present CivicWise. So.
And that would be when? Do we have a deadline?
I think at the end of the month.
April?
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see
So
yeah,
that has to be in the next Hangout agenda.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
So in terms to close the session, it would be great if we can have a review about the different tasks we can have, all of us. Because yeah, I think for the closing sessions, as I said at the beginning, I need help because otherwise I have to work a lot to publish a post, to create the minutes and this kind of the agenda for the next session. So if we can distribute these tasks, I think would be very useful.
Okay, so the minute is Noel is doing it. I will do the scheme for the next week of work to be discussed on the next Hangout, right? That that has the first hour focused on the topic, on the principles.
Yes.
So from the minute the task for everyone to think about will be also done on the same document, or in another document.
No, I think in the same document we have to have a minute, and in this document be clear the different tasks. And it would be also very useful if we can clarify the tasks right now. So, for instance, Noel, if you are doing the minute, and so you can prepare a document, and maybe you can share it with me, and I can publish on the blog.
Yeah, can do that. I've written out the minutes on the Hangout 15th of April.
Mm-hmm.
But I can have a look and refine if people want to edit them, if there's anything I've missed out.
Okay. So, and in terms of
scheme.
Yes, perfect. So in terms
what more do you need?
Yeah, in terms to prepare the next session, we need to have a text. You know, if you read the blog, it's a very little text, but we need a little text to talk about what we are doing the next session. And for that, we also need to have prepared this discourse or Excel, I don't know, system we will use for the. No, we said that we are using discourse, and that Noel is writing down the question. So okay, yes, okay. So we have that. So for yeah, we'll need help for the writing this text to present the next session. I don't know if you, Rita, could help with that.
Yes, I'll do the scheme, and I'll write a paragraph explaining the scheme.
Perfect.
It's really simple what I have in mind. Then you see if it makes sense or if it needs more.
Maybe Saverio, could you help with? Yes, you are already doing, but would be useful this week to promote this in Italian. I mean.
Yeah, of course. I can bring the paragraphs of Rita and do many posts and tweets to explain every single aspect. Of course.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too early, but talking with Daniele, which is a girl from Curitiba in Brazil, we realized that sometimes it could be useful a specific Facebook in different languages. She said that especially because in Brazil Facebook is very used, more than Twitter, and she said should be more useful a Facebook page just in Portuguese. So I don't know, I'm just asking if it's the case in Italian, I don't know. Maybe it's too early to think about it.
I don't understand.
And I mean, I don't know if maybe we should have an Italian Facebook page.
But we have, or no? No. Sorry. It's Twitter. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we have Twitter, but we don't know. In Facebook, we just have one. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe but I don't know. I think that we can with the same account spread some posts in during during the day or during the week in different languages, because it's it's a work in progress now. It's not very. We don't have a lot of very public information.
And then you need too many people to take care of each language account. it's not so easy to share the responsibility of keeping it alive, or not?
Actually, we are working with Daniel about how we can share the management of these social media accounts, and in theory, we have enough people to share all of these accounts, because I think we just need to be more organized in terms of also sort out today about carers and professionals, and we have to focus a little bit more about that. I'm not worried, because as we said a lot of time before, we are really at the early stage of this project. I really don't worry. I think we are going to fix that very well in the future. So yeah, we will see. It's not. We don't need to have all these little things solved today. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, we can also, I don't know, Facebook, for example, to ask people simply the same doubts we have, and the people that have the possibility to enjoy the Hangout can maybe write something on Facebook or on Twitter. So maybe also, apart from the paragraph that Rita could write, you can also sign some questions to post on the social, so you can have some feedback, useful feedback, for example, as the starting point for example, what we did.
I'm sorry, I wasn't really listening to you, Saverio. I got distracted.
We can also post on Facebook and Twitter just questions. How can we do something? This is the right way to listen a community, something like that. Very easy, but.
Yes, we need to, because in social media, even if we have increasing people following us, we need to be more more interactive. We need to engage more, actually. But yeah, we will do it. There is no hurry on it.
Okay.
Okay, so from Argentina, I don't know if they are leaving. I hope we can see you, Caro and Alex, next week. I don't know if we have more things to organize, tasks or something like that, or no, it's okay. So let's see each other next week.
Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.
See you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
See you. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.